Hey everybody, I'm Danny Brown, CEO of Myriad Real Estate Group, here to talk to you about the third quarter market update for the Greater Phoenix area. In Greater Phoenix, the real estate market is like any other market. It's all based on supply and demand. And currently we have inventory in the Greater Phoenix area of 7,500 homes. That is super low. With 7,500 homes on the market, that means we would probably sell out of houses in less than a month if no new inventory was added to the market. So as I've previously mentioned, due to COVID, demand for homes kind of fell off a cliff in the first quarter, and we've been on a tear ever since then. So second quarter and most of third quarter, we saw demand actually hit its peak. So the demand for homes in the Greater Phoenix area has never been higher. And so where is all this demand coming from? Well, there's really kind of three main sources. So the first source that everybody loves to talk about are Californians. So those are people who are leaving California and relocating to the Phoenix area. Those people are leaving high taxes, they're leaving natural and man-made disasters with all the fires and everything that's occurring over there. And just the general cost of living for California is really expensive, where in Phoenix it's not. And so a lot of those individuals are relocating here. And the work from home thing has really kind of emboldened those people to get out of California as well. And so they're moving here, and Maricopa County has continued even during COVID times to see our population grow at above 1.8%. And it's been at 1.8% for the last 3 years in a row. So our growth is continuing, and a lot of it is attributed to those Californians. And they're all wanting to purchase homes. The key thing to remember for sellers out there and homeowners is that these aren't all cash buyers. A lot of the Californians that are moving out here are young, and they're looking to start families, and they're using mortgages to purchase homes. So they're not just paying anything that you want in order to purchase the house. The home still has to appraise, they still have to qualify for a mortgage, and they're not dumb. They know what a home is worth, and just because they can afford to spend $20,000 more than what the list price is doesn't mean that they're willing to. So they're still being very tepid in kind of what their offers are, and they're still having to qualify for those mortgages. The other demand is coming from what I call move-up buyers. So a lot of us have been stuck at home, and if you have a family or you're married, you're both working from home, and we're realizing that our houses aren't really up to snuff, that it's not really conducive to what we need it for anymore. So we're looking to upgrade, and we're selling our current home in order to buy that next house. And a lot of our inventory is actually coming from those individuals that are looking to sell their current home. And a lot of these individuals are actually buying new builds. So they're selling their current home in order to buy their next one. The third category is actually millennials. So I hate this term just like everybody else, but millennials are the ones who are really kind of driving this housing market right now. If you think about it, millennials were born from 1981 to 1996, and they're all in that late 20s to mid higher 30s, and they're starting families and they're getting married. Those individuals are wanting to buy homes, and so a lot of them are entering the market due to how low mortgage rates have been. So mortgage rates are at the lowest that they've ever been historically, and that's really driving a lot of affordability. So everybody's trying to focus in and take advantage of these really low interest rates. So those are really the three big buckets of where demand is coming from. You've got people relocating to Phoenix, you've got people looking to sell their current home in order to buy their next home and upgrade their lifestyle, and then you have the millennial generation who is finally looking to purchase a property to live in. So where's this supply to meet all of this demand? Well, builders are building, but builders aren't going to start building at breakneck speeds in order to meet all this demand. They kind of learned their lesson in the early 2000s up to about 2008, which is when the when the housing market crashed, and they are being very controlled in how they're building their homes because they can control pricing that way. Furthermore, there are huge slowdowns in getting materials. So the cost of lumber, the cost of metal, it's all through the roof because of the trade wars and how our supply chains are all messed up due to COVID. So the cost of building has gotten more expensive. Not to mention the cost of labor has gotten more expensive. So there is a huge lack of quality labor in the greater Phoenix area, so build times are taking a very long time as well. So those builders are being very slow and controlled in how they're building homes. Then you have people like myself. I would love to sell my house, actually. We are at a point where we would like to sell our current home and purchase another one, for the next stage of our life. And we started looking at what was available within our budget and within our price range, and it wasn't substantially better than where we're currently at. So I know of a lot of people who are in this position where they would sell their current house, buy the next one, but there's just no options out there for them, and the options that are available aren't substantially better than what they already have. So those individuals, me included, are choosing to stay put and renovate their current home to kind of upgrade them a little bit. And you can kind of see that in why Home Depot, Lowe's, and those types of company, their stock is through the roof. So a lot of people that would naturally be selling their home to buy their next one are staying put. So we're not getting that added inventory on the market that we would traditionally see. But we are seeing some supply come from individuals that are looking to sell and actually move out of the Phoenix area due to COVID. We are seeing rapid growth in our neighbors and towns to the north of us, where individuals are selling their current home here in Phoenix and they're moving up north. I think that this is going to be something that's temporary, and I think a lot of those people will eventually move back. But that is a trend that we're seeing, where people are actually, selling their house to move up north to escape the heat. This was a really awful summer here in Phoenix. It was extremely hot, and I think people got really tired of it. So we've had several clients that have sold their home or are in the process of selling their home so that they can move up north to some cooler weather, less people, and take advantage again of the ability to work from home and not have to be centrally located. So the big question is, when will all of this change? Short answer is I don't know. I don't know when this is going to shift. All markets do eventually. What I can tell you is this is not a bubble. So we're in no way in some sort of housing bubble where it's all of a sudden going to pop and then we're going to see home values fall off a cliff. I think that what we're seeing is going to continue through 2020 and into 2021 and beyond. As long as mortgage rates remain low where they're at, the demand for housing is going to remain extremely high. You can look back to just 2018 towards the end of the year. We were reporting on the housing market coming to almost a standstill. The Fed was raising rates because the economy was doing well and they were trying to normalize rates, and we saw the housing market really take a dive. So as long as rates can remain consistently low as they have been, I think that demand is going to remain consistently high for homes, because that has more impact on people's affordability than anything else, those low mortgage rates. So if you're looking to try to time the market, pay attention to mortgage rates, and that's when I think that we will start to see demand change and slow down. The Fed has made it very clear, though, that they are not going to be adjusting adjust their interest rates until sometime into 2023 or even beyond. So we could be in a very low interest rate environment for a very long time, which is going to continue to drive demand extremely high for housing. And the last thing I want to touch on is my prediction for the fourth quarter. Normally this time of year, we see a massive slowdown in the housing market due to the holidays. Well, 2020 has been anything but normal, and so I do not think that we're going to see that trend this year. I think that demand is going to remain high. I think that people are going to continue to want to buy homes, and I think that that trend is just going to continue to run through the end of the year and into next as well. So this has been our Q3 market update. If you have any questions or feedback that you'd like to leave, please put them in the notes, and thank you guys so much for tuning in.